Okay, this is a vlog review of, I believe, a gold Massey player, main support player.
Oh, do you want to heal?
Not entirely sure.
Oh, look how excited is he!
Let me skip to when the thing actually starts.
Oh.
Alright.
The
Jesus,
ball
which
leader.
DPS do you want to run?
I can play whichever. Although
Yeah. Okay. So where can I see your com? Is it here?
I've changed my voice today.
Okay, this looks like this is going to be your com. I don't know if you're going to switch it up, but if you are, then I'll just adjust. Okay, no, I'll put this in full screen. Okay. So if it's going to be your comp, this is a typical sort of matchmaking comp. It's like, you've got the Moira Massey, which is like, I'm going to patch up all my problems with just shit tons of heals. That's just standard. You've got Ryan, Diva. Diva's a very strong tank. You've got a main tank. Like, a better tank to pair this with would be a Zarya. I don't know if she's going to switch, but, you know, like, this is fine. I mean, if you look at its Sanctum, you want to be running Orisa Hog. I'll see what you change to. Pharah, Pharmacy, you're going to want to pocket her, and hopefully they're not going to be able to deal with you, especially on Sanctum, and it should be a 3-month win, and your Genji just want to go into the back line and harass the spots and, you know, cause problems. So.
It seems
I'm sorry.
I can only do a couple of like voices and stuff.
What?
can't hear us.
They can hear you across the map. Oh, good job.
I wasn't paying
Okay,
attention.
This is actually really good. Like, I know it just sounds like stupid stuff, but if you're having fun with people, like, a lot of the time you're at your best when you're having fun at the game. So, like, if you're just messing around, you're talking with your teammates, you're interacting, you know, getting more comfortable talking to them.
Did you get it in?
Alright, I don't know what's going on, but I have 1200 ping.
What?
Okay, you are running this comp on Sanctum. This is, sorry to be rude, but this is horrific. Sanctum is like always Orisa. You play Orisa on Sanctum, maybe Winston, if you're going to do a dive, but it's like, it's Orisa. So this should be an Orisa. I'm just going to draw an O for Orisa. Then the Diva could be Orisa Diva if you're going to run that strat, but this should be, so this should be a Hog. So you have a Pharah somewhere, which is good. The Moira should instead be maybe an Ana or a Lucio, and the Genji is fine. So it's mainly just your tank line and one of your supports. But the Moira is fine if you're just going to completely pocket the shit out of the
It's coming down, I think it's just a spike.
Good. Because that's fucking insane. It's
So
just
they're
screen black.
Reinhardt, Mercy.
You guys are using,
Yeah,
in-game
Reinhardt,
chat.
Mercy, Diva,
you know,
Moira.
that's what you're going to use. Okay, already I'm losing tunnel visioning, which is like the first thing off is your tunnel visioning, which just means, right here, 1 sec, let me go back a little bit. So right here, I think your Pharah's just been shot by the Ana, which I was able to see, so you would have been able to see it as well. Right now, what can you see? When you're watching this back, think to yourself, right now, what can you see? You can see a Tracer who has taken like 1 point of damage. That's all you can see. You can't see if you're right. I mean, you're hitting your Diva, but you can't see if your Reinhardt needs healing. You can't see if your Pharah needs healing. You can't see if your Genji needs healing, if your Moira needs healing. What you can see right now is a wall, like over here, and a Tracer that doesn't need healing. So try and always put yourself in a position. Okay, no, it's only you're only looking this way for like 1 second, 2 seconds, but over just a game where every second counts. It's a second by second game, so you need to make every single second count. So you should always be able to see as much as possible on Messi. That is the difference between. So I coach a 4.3 Mercy, her name is Sneaky, she's in NA, and something she does really, really well is she always has a good view of the game and of what's happening. She can always see what's going on. So you should, right now, if you're you're slingshotting across, so you've just slingshotted, and you're in this position, you should be facing the complete other way. Okay, they're running. See,
On Junkrat.
this would be a problem for you, but like your team comp, but they're running the same team comp as you. So.
Mania.
I'm down.
Wait, do you even have a
Joe,
Baron? I
Joe,
think you
Joe,
do.
Joe, Joe,
Yeah, you do.
Mate,
If you're gonna res, call it out. Say, I'm resing, protect me, Diva, matrix me. I'm resing, just make sure your team.
Red!
Sorry, late kill. Thank you.
Your team should not have lost that fight.
Take him.
Deep make one. Deep make one.
Tyson! Oh shit, no!
Deep that. Absolute.
I mean, I don't really disagree, but I sort of get the feeling this team isn't like
Moira and both the healers down.
Nice.
this team isn't like
Nice.
Watch out for Junkrat in mate.
I don't know. I don't want to be rude, but like, okay, so this team seems like the sort of team where it's just like friends come together. I don't know if it'll get better. I mean, if you guys wanna be like a really serious team, I can work on you with comms, but comms should never be. So this is sort of a rule I have. Whilst there is a clock ticking or there is a point, like percentages counting, there is no randomness talk. It is just talk about the game. Because there's so much you need to keep track of in order to have like high level comms in this game. There's so much you need to track ults, so your own ults, their ults. You need to track your positioning, their win condition, your win condition, like pre-fight macro, which is deciding what you're gonna do in the fight, like the next fight. What they're deciding what they're gonna do in their fight. You have to make calls about like target calling, shot calling. You have to make, like, everyone's got to call out certain stuff, so there was no time for just randomness. That's in how it comes. If you get, like, you know, if you guys aren't extremely serious about this, then you can talk about
Alright,
what you
guys,
want.
let's fight behind point.
oh no, oh no.
So, like, right now, you've just seen your more's been, like, okay. Sorry, I don't want to be rude to you, but this is...
Yo, come back.
Stop.
Just try again.
So, there's a May right there. Go back 1 second.
Yo, come back.
Just
try again.
Okay, so right there is it. Your Moira is getting frozen by this May here. What you should be doing is healing the Moira. So you should be staying in the safe position where the May can't get you, and you should be constantly healing your Moira so she can't get one shot. Instead, what you do is this.
Let's fight
You
behind
turn around.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, Jesus, Jesus.
Come around.
Luckily, your Diva saves her
Fall
life.
off the edge.
Okay, that was just a series of dumb stuff. I mean, like your Moira, your Diva saved your Moira's life, and then she just suicided. So.
I saved him.
So for you, tunnel visioning is a problem. You tunnel vision quite a lot. Like right now, you're not looking at anything useful.
Sorry guys.
What if someone just got randomly hit by something and now needs healing? You wouldn't know. You would not know.
Oh, you're both four.
Your Trace is doing a lot of work though.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
So-
I'm popping the fuck off.
Just mate.
Yeah, that's me.
Me no shot.
Alright, let's stagger her. Let's stagger her.
She's low. She's
Down.
You seem to have a decent understanding of Mercy's mechanics. Like, I think just try and damage boost more because you have a Moira, so and she can't really damage boost. So if she's doing her job as Moira, she'll be keeping your team up, so you can focus on damage boosting more. I mean, luckily, your Trace is carrying and is doing so much work, but if she wasn't, then you would have to be pocketing your farm more.
I fuck.
I can't believe I died.
That was awesome.
That was great. I'm so happy with them. You okay over there? Do you need healing?
Well done.
Oh shit, it's a mercy. Oh shit, it's a ride. Ah,
Back.
I'm trying. I'm stuck.
Okay, that was very very bad. I mean, your team are playing an extremely defensive position. Like, you're giving them the space they want. I think, do you still have a Ryan? Yeah, you do. You're giving them the space they want. So like the whole point of your tanks is to create space. So if this is your tank line here, there's your Ryan, there's your Zarya, there's maybe one DPS. So this is really bad run. Here's and like so you've just won a fight. Their tank, how can I do this? Their tank line is walking back. Then that is not bowling ball. This is the choke. If you hold, so you're holding point. If you hold this position, they are just gonna walk right through here, past the choke, and onto you guys. And they've just been given all that space there to then fight you here, which you did not want. because they've just been allowed a free walk through the choke to do whatever they want. You guys want to be holding, especially with Rhine on this map. You want to be holding in the choke. You want to make this you. So they walk in, and you fight them here, especially with Rhine because you're running more brawl. And when you've got Farah for spam and your Tracer can be in their backline, so they don't know what to look at, and they're split up, you're gonna win.
I can't believe I died.
That was awesome.
That was great. I'm so happy with them. You okay over there? Do you need healing?
Well done.
Oh shit, it's a mercy. Oh shit, it's a Reinhardt.
If they focused you, you would have died.
I'm trying. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Oh thank God.
I have a bastion somewhere.
Okay, that's a bastion. So
You said this team was like high diamond masters.
they still have the same.
They're bad.
Shut up.
Oh shit. We get a res.
You should valve right now. Just valve. They pop out. You valve.
No, don't bring it.
Okay. I'm so confused. I do not know what to say. That res. Think to yourself.
Shut up.
Think to yourself. Right now.
We get a res.
In
Res.
what circumstance is this a good res? I know you're getting matrixed, but like there is the way matrix works. You can shoot through it, and certain stuff they have, they are just bad for not killing you. This, I know you're getting like matrix, but your runs just walk behind you, so you really should have died here. Just think to yourself, before you res anyone in any situation, just think, do my team need healing? Is anyone critical? Am I going to die? If you can just evaluate that in your head in like 2 seconds, or 1 or 3, however long it takes you, then you can decide whether to go for the res.
No, don't bring it.
You also should ult more.
Yvonne after.
Watch Steve, get out of Diva.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, so a couple of things I've noticed. You are not pocketing your Farah at all. When you have a Moira, she is going to keep your tanks alive. Because that's how Moira works with Brawl comps. She works with Ranzaria because she keeps them alive and she plays with them. When you have a Farah, your purpose in this comp is to pocket the Farah. And maybe, you know, like get off some reses and put in some extra healing if needed. But your main purpose in this comp is to pocket the Farah. And I don't think you've damage boosted her for like more than 2 seconds once. That is your job. Your Farah should not be dying to a diva. She should not be dying to a diva unless she's letting herself get killed. Because, or unless you're already dead. You need to be focusing on her more. What else? Also, I don't know exactly what happened here, but it was pretty bad. Okay, so you should be ulting more. Like, this is something I tell Sneaky a lot. You depending on the comp you're running, you sort of have to evaluate like how fast you're charging your ult, and it'll depend how much you use it. You're charging your ult quickly, like pretty quickly, so you should just use it. And in a fight that they're all coming in and you're gonna need to sustain, just use it. Okay, right now.
Yvonne after.
Get even bombs. You run. So what you could do is something which might be a bit too complicated. I don't know. Let me just. So the Diva bomb drops in. You can run off this edge. You can't actually see it on the screen, and you can just Guardian Angel. No, what is it called? You can like hover as Mercy, float, and then get someone to pick you up. Because you're out of line of sight of the Diva bomb, and then someone will pick you up off the edge. Instead,
Yvonne after.
you run into the Diva bomb.
Watch Steve, get out of Diva.
There's the bomb.
Oh, I'm down.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I belt though.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, Raj next time.
I'm down too.
More mech.
Charge with the taking heart right.
Where one?
If just as you go through this VOD, like just try
Group up.
and
Ah.
make notes of my main points. I'll try and go through them after I finished, but just try and make notes of like the main points that I talked about, and then just think
I
about
can
it.
push up with Mercy ult, just try and stay close to the ground.
You have yeah, like on principle basis, you have good mercy play. There's just a lot of small stuff that you are doing, which if you fix it, you have potential to be a very good mercy player. The only thing is mercy is a lot worse now. Just engage with Val. There you go. Good.
Oh,
They have a bastion? Okay, so that was a misplay from your Pharah, but also a misplay from you. If your Pharah is going to barrage, you should be sort of you should be thinking about your ult and your Pharah's ult. If you know your Pharah has barrage, and you're going in for a take of the point, you should be thinking in your head, my Pharah's going to ult. Pharah, when she ults, she's flying in the air. This is her head. These are her thingies. It's her boosters. And those are arms. That's terrible drawing, but she's just flying in the air. She can be shot by anyone. So you need to be pocketing her. I mean that this isn't your entire fault. This is also your Pharah's fault. And I mean I see Pharahs in gold do this and Pharahs in top 500 do this. They don't communicate with their team about using their ult. You need to, so that your Pharah needs to be communicating with you and your diva. I'm gonna ult Matrix me, I'm gonna ult Mercy pocket me, but you should also be like it's also part of your responsibility to do that.
Shit, duo.
D.Va
Where's someone die?
if one
Look at D.Va, weapon,
so
Matt.
low, we're able to get D.Va at next
I think you said you don't enjoy playing Mercy very much, which is bad.
Hello?
Any hero that you're going to be forced to play for a long time, if you don't enjoy playing them, then you're just like
Yeah.
that's
I'll,
it's a nice damage
Careful,
boost
be
on
careful.
the Diva actually. It's gonna make that faster.
Shut up. Oh.
Oh, actually.
Yo.
That was just like
going for the Reese?
I guess unlucky on your Ryan kind of blocking it. That sort of has to be his Ryan play to be able to block that.
Just running back, hang on.
Starting over.
I'm a move.
Your sensitivity seems quite high. Just like the way you move.
81%.
You actually remind me of someone playing a controller, not in like
Who do you want me to
a rude
stick
way.
with?
Wait.
But
Are we all here?
Yeah.
Yeah, who do you want
I
me
think
to
are you eating right now? Because you
Bastion.
Yeah.
you sound like
Flashing out of sentry.
Soldier's gone.
okay. Your Pharah's getting picks every fight by just moving people up,
Sorry, I tried to
which is stupid.
run out absolute.
Can I
Like
help?
right now,
Yes, go.
you should be up with your Pharah healing him.
Oh, I got blown up.
Oh my Jesus.
Get the Bastion, down. Go. Huge. Pick. Go.
Okay.
You don't get
One sec. Let me just. Oh shit. Sorry. Okay, what do you say? You said ignore my light theme. People make fun of me for this. Aggro. Where are you? On my, I've lost you. There you are. Okay, what did you say? Diamond/Masters team. There is not a single chance in the world these guys are a Diamond/Masters team. If these guys are a Diamond/Masters team, I'm an Overwatch League coach. Sorry. There's so much that is going on in this game that is just, it's confusing me. It's actually confusing me so much. Like, the Bastion not killing you, them not focusing on you and your rezzing. Just a tip. If they've got a Bastion ult, that can potentially one-shot you if he hits you with it, like direct hits you with it, so you're going to want to be flying in the air with your Pharah. Honestly, you want to just be flying in the air with your Pharah. Use your Pharah to slingshot yourself in the air. Just, it makes you so much harder to hit. It will keep you a lot safer. But there is not a single chance in the world these guys are Diamond/Masters.
The rest because I've got the Reinhardt.
I have all.
Soldier's coming on point.
Maximum, they are a high-class team, but that is, I would be surprised at that.
Nice.
Fucking
Yo,
that
Hobbs
is
in
what
the
you
chat.
need to do. That is what you need to do. Why don't we get more of that? Oh, because we have a Tyson carrying us.
Yo, we pop the fuck off, okay?
No, we got two with carry.
Welcome.
We got 2 carries. We
Yeah.
double carry by the DPS.
When DPS can actually do stuff and make a roll.
When they can actually, yeah, when DPS get to play DPS.
So I'm just looking through my Discord.
That's ridiculous.
What flavor?
A lady flavor now. Joke. I had to make the joke. It was too good.
Wow.
You guys don't seem to have much knowledge of like map-specific
I
comps,
didn't even hear what she said.
which would be really useful if you did have knowledge of that.
Actually,
I asked what.
Like, if you could
lady
just-
said, oh, they're lady flavor.
Think about, okay, the map. What is the style of the map? The style of the map here is if you're going to play point, it's very, very brawl heavy. Look at how big this point is, and look at how like narrow the places in between the point are. It's very, very small. If you get a Brig, a Reaper, a Ryan, a Zarya, then like a Zen, a Mercy, and a Pharah. That is like, for this point, that's incredibly strong. But you guys just seem to be running like matchmaking comps, which I guess you can do if you want to do that.
I have chips as well. Okay.
Messi hop, Messi hop. I need healing on point.
I don't have much time, so I'm going to review this map and then do
My shield's down.
That's
The Bastion's right
Yeah,
there.
Bastion.
I can't do
Soldier
anything.
one hit. Left side.
Got him. Soldier down.
On a big fat diva bomb.
Ryan shield low. Ryan shield down.
Honestly, it's just like repetition of the points I've made already. Tunnel visioning, balancing, heals. Your sensitivity seems to be sort of screwing you a bit. You're like overturning every time. You're not putting your fire enough, you're not communicating. As main support, you have such a good view of, like, if your positioning is good, you have such a good view of what's going on at all times. You can see what your tanks are doing, what your DPS are doing, what their tanks are doing, what their DPS are doing. You need to be communicating with your team, sort of leading the team, as such, and making sure they're all doing their jobs. You need to be a lot more controlling about where you want to play, to be safe, and where
I
you're
cannot
like
find you.
Tyson.
where you want your team to play relatively.
Okay, it's gonna be huge.
Oh, they're coming right.
Ready?
So that's just dramatic stuff.
They're playing super defensive.
Like
Devon FR.
you just saw your fire getting
I let it get far.
He's almost dead.
that hurts me.
Already got this.
Sorry, yeah, it's just like you seem to be sort of ignoring some stuff. Like you saw your fire was getting attacked by the diva. It's like it sort of seems like if it's not directly in the middle of your screen, you'll not react to it.
Like a pig. Oh, thank you. Bye.
Point.
There's a Mercy on fucking point. Get up the point, you stupid Mercy.
That was me, she's out of the game.
myself.
Oh,
She's
Alright,
out.
I've also
whack
seen
me
it.
down ahead of you.
Healing on point.
Oh.
Thank you. Devon FR.
They will have bomb probably.
You have ever extended? Back one. Nice.
Oh,
That was accident, sorry.
This is good. This is good actually.
That's barrages.
You're pocketing your fire. Okay, like you've taken into mind your fire has ult. You've seen her ulting and you're pocketing her. Oh my god. Don't you dare.
I'll hold right side.
Press, go. Fuck kids, get out of there. Get out of there.
That hurts me on a spiritual level. That actually hurts me inside. What the fuck? That was the worst possible res you could have gone for. And you got away with it. Oh my god.
Go down Messi. Hammond one.
And you shouldn't even be in that position. I mean, this is something that I see in Mercy's like up to sort of diamond. It's mostly a matchmaking. You will like go. So Mercy players, so this is the enemy team. I'm just going to draw some little stick figures. This is the enemy team. And then, say this is your Genji right here. You're healing, and then this is you. You've got your beam on your Genji. This you go. You're healing your Genji. Your Genji then dashes into the middle of the team, dies. Or dashes into the middle of the team, isn't dead yet. And Mercies will feel obliged, like they have to follow their Genji into certain death. If you know your Genji's going to dash into the middle of the team and die, just don't follow him. You know he's made a stupid mistake, and you know he's going to die. So just don't follow him.
Oh shit. Yeah, we have ult. Let him
Like,
have
you slingshotted in a certain way that you could have actually made it. Also, I would recommend lowering the sensitivity because it seems to be cucking you a
Have a
bit.
fire now?
Like, it seems like it makes it difficult for you to do
Hero
stuff.
has his ulti.
Hang on, I'm running back.
Do they have pharmacy or just a Farah?
Press tab.
Because that Mercy, I want to say she's fucking
Just
Farah.
fire. They have a pharmacy.
Alright, where's my Farah? I'm a Farah.
Usually, if you're looking for a fire, it'd be a good idea to look up.
Do you want me to ult this? Do you want
This
to
is good though. You're pocketing your fire. Like, I like this.
Yeah, just
You're
wait for
pocketing your fire and you're not letting her die.
I'm in right side.
That maybe should have been punished for being that far out of position. Your team aren't pushing in. Your fire is making so much space for you guys. Like, like keeping them on point. And,
Push.
you know, your tanks are just standing there waiting for them.
Hold on, I want to get the Farah.
Oh, I've been pinned.
Got Messi.
Good heal priority.
Left side. She's on
Good heal priority. I like it.
She's half.
I'm already.
My current
Punch down.
Don't.
shit, that Farah's a nightmare.
Yeah, Messi's coming back. Fire left side.
Okay.
Left side.
Get that Dibber away from me.
I'm chasing the fire down.
Hold your ult, hold your ult.
Yep. Fire now.
Nice heal. I mean,
Look, I just 1% get out of
instead
that
of heal, so Moira Moira heals herself. I think it's like. I don't know what the exact rate is, but she gets so much healing in her, while she's in her ult per second, so you don't need to be healing her or damage using her. Just heal your Ryan because he's on very low health. Valk, it's last fight. You just Valk right now. Good, nice.
Long it up.
I got it.
You know you can damage boost. Your Moira's gonna heal people.
Fire left. Fire
Remember
left.
ult? You get a barrage, you get hold it.
Fire's one shot. Fire's one. Have a
Both healers down.
Alright, we've got this fight, guys.
Okay.
Mine's down.
Nice.
Good, good.
Deeper this one. Just Hammond down.
Hold. Nice.
Yeah, right, I'm ready to boot.
Okay. I have to go in a minute, but no, right. What are we gonna look at? Okay. Can I make my text any bigger or? Guess not. That's fine. Okay, so number one for you is tunnel visioning. Number two is heal. Let's just heal. It doesn't, but it's meant to. Damage priority. Number three is communication. Oh my god, I cannot write. And number four, it's better if you just go through it, but like, I mean, your sensitivity. Okay, so your tunnel visioning, you're not giving yourself the best sightline that a Mercy needs when she's playing, so you can't see who needs heals. You're playing with a Pharah, but you're not. You have a Pharah on your team, but you're not playing Pharmacy. You know, it's very typical of lower ranks to pick a combo, like a hero combo, or pick a team comp, and think, okay, we're running, you know, like they pick dive and they're like, oh, we're running dive now. They pick brawl, or they pick goats and they're like, okay, well we're running brawl and goats now. They're not just team comps, or they're not just like hero combos. They are strategies. So Pharmacy is not just having a Pharah and a Mercy on the same team. It's having a Pharmacy, which you weren't doing. Heal damage priority. You just need to be damage boosting more when you know people don't need healing. Oh my god. That's the main thing. Like, just think, okay, does anyone on my team need healing? No. This person on my team needs healing. this person doesn't, so I should probably heal the person who needs healing. No one needs healing? I'm going to damage boost. Sometimes it's better to damage boost someone who's ulting over healing someone who is probably going to die. Just because, like, maybe if you damage this person who's ulting, they're going to get more kills, more picks, more frags, you can res. I mean, yeah, that's another thing, your reses were very, very questionable. I mean, it goes back to communication, you need to call out your resing, like, all the time, and you need to... I mean, they should have killed you every time you tried to res. Communication, you have your main support, you have such a good sort of like, you can see what's going on at all times. You can see what's going on with everyone at all times. So you need to be calling out. Your comms, like, not just your comms, but your team's comms were atrocious. Like, you've got people saying random stuff all the time. And I mean, like, you were worried, you were like talking about that you realized you said fuck a few times. That's not the problem. The problem is that you're just you're cluttering comms with your cores. Your sensitivity, I don't know what it is, but you look like you're playing on a very high sensitivity controller, and it's messing you up because you're overturning for so much. You need to lower your sensitivity by a drastic amount. It will help you so much, I promise you. Another thing is just like you're not a pistol mercy, which is good. There are times in Valk where if they have a Widow who's like just killing your team uncontested, you can go and pick her off only if your team don't need heals, or you think it's going to bring more value to the fight. So yeah, you can go with her. You can go for her in Valk. But I would just recommend, if you want to practice being a better battle mercy to sort of deal with the Widow or deal with or like sort of fight off a Tracer if she's annoying you, just go into free-for-all. There are so many flankers in that game mode. Just play free-for-all and do that and practice your mercy. That's it, mostly. I mean, I've probably not mentioned some stuff now that I mentioned earlier, so you're just going to have to take notes. But I hope that was helpful. I will do more maps when I can. But yeah, that was helpful. Goodbye.